Hi guys, this is an additional video this week, ooh la la. It's just to get ready with me. I just felt like filming before I went to the soccer with my boyfriend and his family last night. Usually, FYI, I probably wouldn't wear this much makeup to a soccer game, but just for the sake of an interesting video. So I started with a Napoleon Perdis Autopilot Radiance Boosting Primer to give my skin a pearlescent glow, and then my Giorgio Armani Maestro Fusion Foundation. It's one of my favorites and it works really well with the Napoleon primer because this one has a powder finish, so dropped my brush. Having the pearlescent primer underneath, or the Radiance Boosting Primer, really helps to keep my complexion glowing from beneath my foundation. So I love the natural finish this foundation gives and the matte finish, but having that primer underneath still makes it look glowy somehow. Don't ask me how that works. Now onto brows, my favorite part, but often the part that takes longer than anything else. This is actually a discontinued product from Napoleon, so I'm so sorry about that. I love this brow pencil so much. They have a new one out which I haven't tried, but I'm sure it's along the same lines. It's a twisty top one. I'll have to try it out. But this Napoleon eyebrow pencil is so good. It's a really firm pencil, so the product, also the finished result, is actually really natural. Having a firm pencil means that it's harder to get the product on the skin, which is actually what you want. It might not seem like the right, what you'd want out of a pencil, but for your brows, in order to get a natural result, you really don't want a soft pencil, as it will draw too much product on the skin, and so your brows will look like Geordie Shore drawn on, like really horrendous eyebrows. So having it firm, as you can see, makes a much better, more natural look. And judging by the contented smile I had on my face that entire time, I was very happy with the result. So anyway, now I'm using the Benefit Gimme Brow, which is kind of like a fiber mascara for your eyebrow, so it thickens up the look of the brows. It has a tint and the little brow fibers, so I love, love, love this product. It's not necessary, but it probably will change your life. It'll become one of those products that you just can't live without. I use it on its own, I use it with my brow pencil or brow gel or brow pomade, whatever it is. I really, really love this product. So yeah, I'm choosing not to conceal my blemishes just because that's sometimes how I roll. Sometimes keeping it natural is a good thing. Anyway, this is my Hourglass Ambient powder in dim light, and this is a fantastic powder. It really blurs all your pores, all your imperfections. It doesn't have a color really, it's more like a setting powder, but it is so beautiful and such a beautiful finish to the skin. You need to try it out. They have quite a few different types, but that's the one that I use to set my makeup look. Anyway, this is now a highlight from Perdis collection. Well, it's a mineral shimmer dust in diamonds and pearls, but it's the perfect color to put under your brow bone and on the inner corner of the eye for a subtle sheen there and to highlight the area. I'm applying just a really small amount and then I blended it out with my finger later. So that's the kind of step you can leave out if you want, but I really like the effect of it. And if you blend it out with your finger like what I'm about to do, it does look really natural and I do love the finish. So yeah, now I'm going to move on to my eyeliner. Now I'm using the Napoleon Matte Eye Ink to create a winged eye. Just a really subtle, thin one, and I chose this eyeliner because it's really easy to make a thin line. Sometimes I find it difficult to control my eyeliner, but I'm finding that this one's just fantastic for creating, subtle, too thick eyeliners. So I'm trying to keep it quite thin, and I actually made the wing kind of lower than what I usually would. I want to elongate my eye, make it look longer. So I'm not only doing the outer 2/3 of my eye, which is really typical for me, I'm actually going to also draw right into the inner corner and then past it. So as you can see, it's really, really easy for me to get that fine point with this eyeliner. I really, really love it. I love the matte finish. Because the felt tip is quite firm, you can press lightly and get a really, really, really fine line like what you're seeing here, or you can press thicker and get a bit of a thicker line. And I've got to say, guys, this is really such a good product. So I've drawn my eyeliner past the inner tear duct, and that's elongated my eye, if you can see. So moving on, I'm going to use my Lash Mania Reloaded from Essence, which is a really nice affordable mascara that I love using on an everyday basis. It's so cheap, makes my lashes really long, really separated. This is one of my top favorites and it's so affordable, so love it. Mascara I kind of, use so often that it's worth me getting a cheap one. I like a lot of expensive mascaras as well, but just sometimes it feels good to use affordable products if you run through them quickly. And then another unnecessary step for an event like the soccer is to contour. This is the Ultimate Contour Palette, once again by Napoleon, and this is going underneath the cheekbones. It's a really good color for subtle contouring because it's very light, like for a contour color. So I really like it for my skin tone. I also went on the side of my nose, which is something I probably don't do often. If you're wondering, that brush is by Ray Morris. It's really, really, really good for contouring. Her brushes are actually fantastic. I also did a highlight, but then it was a little bit too intense, so I took a bigger Ray Morris brush and blended it out, and it was perfect. Love that. And then for blush, I use a fan brush just because I don't want it to be too intense. Fan brushes really help you apply a product nice and lightly, so they're fantastic for blush and highlighting for me. So for lips, I think this was the Australis Natural Lip Liner. Really like this, but I do regret using it because I use a clear gloss, and I just looked a little bit 1990s with this liner on. I wish I blended it out a bit more, but I think I fixed it up after this video. Anyway, this is a L'Oreal Clear Gloss, and I love clear gloss. I only used this for the first time the other day, and I've been using it non-stop. I love it so much. I don't know, I really like the natural color of my lips, and I feel like I should be taking advantage of that more. So I'm just using clear gloss, and finishing off, this is Napoleon the One Concealer. This is going to look like this video is sponsored by Napoleon, but I guarantee it's not. This is an orange or salmon-y concealer that counteracts darkness, grey colours, blue tones that you commonly see under the eye and associate with tiredness and bags. So it's really good for that. I just use a small amount because creamy concealers can sometimes crease, but if you apply a little bit, it's no problem. So that's the finished look. I love how my skin looks. Even though I haven't concealed my blemishes, I really love how my skin looks. So yeah. And that eyeliner. I love how the eyeliner came out. I don't usually do it that way. So now onto my outfit. I thought I'd show you guys this. I now realize that my jeans were tucked into my wedge sneakers, which I totally regret. Oh well. I love these wedge sneakers. I got them in New York. I'm wearing them with just some blue jeans that I've had for literally 5 years. I wear these jeans all the time. They're so good. A belt that matches the sneakers. My brown bag. Got that from New York as well. It's Chloe Paraty. And then this top is from Mango, and it's honestly been the best, like $20 I've ever spent. I wear it all the time. And then because it's a slouchy shirt, I tucked it into my belt and then wore a long necklace just because that makes the top sit in against your body a little bit more. I also have an everyday gold watch on and then some gold and white aviators. And that's the finished look. I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope you had a great start to your weekend. Leave me a comment and a like, but only if you actually liked it. You don't have to like if you didn't like this video. I guess if you didn't like this video, you could put a thumbs down, but that would be mean, so just click out. Okay, now I'm rambling. Bye guys.